Good evening and welcome to the Yoga with Goga Sunday service. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining in. How are you doing? How is your Sunday? How is your Sunday? How is your Sunday? Yes, we are ready. Let's set up these few things. The poll is running. I hope that is okay. Let's get some bit of music going on. Hey, Warri, I see you there. Alex, how are you doing? Alisa is in the house, guys. So if you don't have Alisa's Adventures in Cruising, please type Alisa. Nightbot will drop her link. You can connect to the co-host on Alisa. So Nightbot has a dedicated link. Hey, Stephen Maikalski, my channel member is here. Baba Wealth, nice to see you. Alex, my channel moderator is here. Thank you so much, Alex. Kayuf Tube, nice to see you. Welcome, welcome. And guys, if you don't have Alisa, I'm just going to pin her link in a bit so that you can check her out in the course of this live stream. Don't worry about the cruise behind me. Yes, guys, I'm on a ship. I'm on a ship, guys. I'm on a ship. If you see me on a ship, I'm on a ship. Okay. This is the biggest cruise in the world. It's called Wonder of the Seas or something. But Alisa will tell us more about this. I'm sure she knows about these things. Shakis, how you doing? Shakis, Mike, thank you so much for coming in. Lily's in the house. How you doing, Lily? Thank you so much for popping in. Posh, my channel member, is here. Ate Ware, the queen of live streams, is also here. I think I'm up to date on messages. Yeah, so we are doing this on 2 channels. So you can be watching this on my channel, or you can be watching this on Alisa's channel, so that you can also give us some bit of watch time. So whichever side you want to catch this, whatever suits you, please feel free to check it out at Alisa. Hey, Yashika, thank you so much, Yashika. Thank you so much. Yashika from Japan, nah? Is it correct? Ranjana, my sister, thank you so much for popping in. How you doing, Ranjana? Pranam. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for coming in. Let me set the music. Anjali is here. Anjali from India is here. let me get the music going. So I'm going to bring up Alisa in the next like few minutes. I just wanted to like get this thing started before we get, we need to get the vibe going. So I need to get my music running. Hold on. Steven, how is your weekend? Steven, my channel member, is here. I know he's been having a very busy weekend. How are you doing, Steven? How are you doing, Steven? Let's start with something very... Me, I'm just like in a holiday spirit. Like, what do you guys think about this one? Like, creating some nice sea vibes and stuff. I mean, this is what you play on a cruise, right? When you're going like into a tropical island. Hey Yashika, thank you so much for coming in. Yashika, welcome. I think the first time I'm seeing you on my channel. Please leave me a comment on one of my shots. I will check you out in the course of the live stream. Baba, congratulations and happy birthday once again. Baba Wealth had a birthday party yesterday, but he refused to give us cake. I'll come to on his live stream for like I don't know how long. He promised that there was cake coming. I didn't see any cake. I'm just trying to say, Baba, I'm going to expose you here. You didn't give us cake at your channel. Yet he has a twin. Can you imagine he has a twin brother? And even the twin was not helping. Hey, Simply Kwana, how you doing, Simply Kwana? My sister from Kenya. Thank you so much, Simply Kwana. Alex, good luck. Wow, that's fun. You come out with flying colors. Yes, Alex has exams. Like Lily. My channel moderators are all up. I've been having exams back to back. Guys, don't worry. I'm so tired. We just had this yoga day thing that just ended. So I'm still I'm still trying to get a hang of it. So I woke up so early in the morning. I had to go for the International Day of Yoga celebrations at the Indian Commission. You saw that on my community page. Yeah, so I said that, but it's Sunday. Sunday, we're normally just chilled. And I think this is the best guest to have on a Sunday evening. So that you're not like stressed or something like that. Oh, thank you so much, Yashika. Thank you so much, Yashika. You're in India. Which part of India are you? And happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day. And Steven, my casket, I'm told to wish you send you special wishes for Happy Father's Day. Guys, if you are here and you've not given me a thumbs up, we are not starting this. We are not bringing Alisa up until you give me... How many thumbs ups? Alex, how many thumbs ups do we have? Yeah, we are not bringing Alisa up until you give me out how many thumbs ups. Let me see. And you can run to her channel. I'm giving you 1 minute to run to her channel. You go check it out like real quick. And then you pick a struggle where you want to catch the interview from, because you can catch it from whichever side you want to be on. Or you can open, some of you are very rich, you have 2 computers, you can be on both of them. You can say, let me see Alisa, let me see Goga. Maybe Alisa has a better camera angle than me, so who knows. I like this music. We are on vacation. Yes, we are on a cruise. We are today just about tropical music vibes. Yeah. Okay, let me just do something real quick. Hey, Soul Food of Words is here. Soul Food has been like harassing me even privately. Where is Alisa? I want to hear about cruises. Where is Alisa? She even sent me a message on my WhatsApp. This girl. Alisa is here, Soul. I'm bringing her up in a bit. How many thumbs up do you have? Sam the Traveler, thank you so much. Guys, I enjoy the music. Yes, it's vibes. Only the vibes, guys. We are going on a cruise. Okay, and without further ado, I'm going to bring Alisa up in a bit so that you guys can say hi to her. I wanted that music to end so that I can bring her up. See? There she is!
Hey! The music is perfect!
I know. I was just like, you should have seen me preparing for this live stream. I was like, I need to get one of those tropical songs that send in like holiday vibes, that can linger in the background and something like that.
Yes, we love those steel drums.
You look amazing. You look like somebody who has been having a great time.
Thank you.
Hey,
I have.
Yeah. Soul Food of What is my amazing channel member. She's from Durban in South Africa. In South Africa they have 2 oceans. They have Indian Ocean and they have the Atlantic Ocean. So they end up meeting at some point. So when she saw you coming on the panel organization, she was like, where's Alisa? I'm waiting for I need to hear about this cruising thing. I'm like, geez, can you stop harassing me? Alisa probably is busy somewhere in the high seas.
I was living it up on the high seas.
Yeah, so guys, she was having like the best time there. Hey Alisa, from my channel, moderator Alex is saying hi to you. Shakis, everyone is so excited to see you here. And if you are if you are watching this on Alisa's channel, feel free to drop a comment, because I can see all the comments even on her live stream. So then I can give you a shout out. On her live stream. So I saw somebody here earlier from Alisa's channel, but I think I was still in the background. Nightbot behave. Nightbot behaving? I hope so. Yeah, so we're going to start. It's going to be a very casual conversation, guys. There's nothing like really there's nothing like really technical we are going to discuss today. If you have any questions for Alisa, because she's going to be speaking most of the time. Normally, when I have a guest on the panel, I like to curate the show around them. So they are the host. They are the host today. So me, I'll just be taking notes where necessary or looking pretty for once. So yeah. So
now you tell me, Goga. Now you tell me.
So if you don't have Alisa, Nightbot, this is Alisa's house. I'm going to just pin it there real quick so that you guys can check it out. Let me just do that right now. Let me see. Oh yeah, and if you're joining me for the first time, you have to subscribe. You have to be on the live for about a minute so that you're able to connect to my house. I'm trying to just ensure that the channel has a bit of sanity going on. I told you about this on my last premiere, so that's what we are trying to do. Feel free to be. She will tell me to go on a cruise. Stephen Mikansky says for 5 years. How do you go on a cruise for 5 years? I don't know that that's possible, but we'll hear it. Hey Sue is Bad Files. Thank you so much, Sue. Amazing MNG. Thank you so much for coming in. My amazing MNG is based in Jamaica and she works next to some big ocean. And I always see cruise ships behind her. So this is actually very timely because I'm sure she's like, yeah, this is very relevant for me. Yeah. And guys, if there's somebody I've not seen while on normally when I'm in the interview, sometimes it's very hard to see all the chats. So in case I've not welcomed somebody, feel free to be the one to welcome them. That's why you're part of my Goga tribe. Feel free to welcome them so that they don't feel alone. And that's also a good trick. I told you that's a trick to get more supporters for your channel. When you welcome somebody in a busy live stream, they will definitely connect to you because you saw them in the mountain of chaos that was on the chat. Yeah, so make sure you always do that. They will always be. That's what I do when I go to busy live streams. Always be the one to welcome people. Bye Ranjana. Ranjana, what time is it here? It's very late at Ranjana, but thank you so much for giving me that watch time. But I know you are going to be here still. Thank you so much, Ranjana, for coming in. All right, so we're going to start our conversation with Alisa. So I just wanted to give maybe a quick introduction of herself. And then she's also going to talk about her channel at some point there. Where she's based, what drives her, it can be anything she chooses to actually use to introduce. I know it's not an interview, but sometimes when you go for interviews, ask you, tell us more about yourself, and you're like, what am I supposed to say? So
yeah, I was preparing for interview questions, Goga, but I'll just start talking. How about that? First off, thanks so much for letting me come on, and this has been a long time coming. Thank you. And thank you to everybody who's coming in the chat and saying hi and welcome. I appreciate it. I didn't know how to share this out on my channel, so I was kind of last minute telling my friends, and I know I saw Elevate with Vern come in, so thanks Vern for jumping on. We just got off of a cruise together. We were part of a big group with another YouTube channel, Meet and I. They hosted a cruise to the Bahamas, to Nassau, and to the private island of Half Moon Cay. And we just had a ball. We were so many people just meeting for the first time. I think there were a total of about 65 of us.
Wow.
Coming from all over the U.S. And meeting in Miami to board the Carnival Conquest, which was a pretty big ship. And we just had a great time. So it was super, super fun. About half of those people have their own YouTube channels so they're content creators, and we're there with cameras out and capturing it all so we could bring you guys some good vlogs. And the other half was sort of family and friends of me and I. But everybody was so excited to be there and welcoming that, we all just felt like one big happy family on a family vacation. So I don't know what you want. What you said you had some questions, Goga, but I guess I'll start off by saying that cruising is for everybody, all ages.
Somebody, when I was telling people about this, when I was telling people that you're going to be coming up on the live stream, hi Helen, how you doing? Baba, thank you so much for that. Lily, I don't know what Lily is asking me there, but I will catch it. I thought I saw somebody new there. Janice, welcome to this channel. It's
Hi,
really nice
Janice.
to
Thank
have you.
you.
Hi Janice, thank you so much for coming in. Yeah, and then let me see. So Alex here, Alex is my channel member, was saying that, but I thought cruising is for old people who are rich. And I was like, but Alisa doesn't look old, and I don't think it's for old people. So I'm
I'm
like,
not old and I'm not rich.
yeah. So I was like, no, I think she needs to come and demystify it or something like that. So that's why I say that, hey, Winnie Shiko, that's why I said I have to like come and at least, you have to come and actually demystify this from
Yes.
us. And thank you so much to everybody who's connecting, to Alisa, everybody. I like how you are all connecting from her channel. You're jumping there, so that's really cool. Um, Let me see.
Thanks,
Yes,
Alex. I think I saw Alex say, Alisa is not old. Thank you. I appreciate that.
yeah. She's definitely not old, guys. So I don't think, yeah. So clearly that's already one thing that has been demystified when it comes to cruising. And that maybe will take me to my first question, which is, what is it about cruising that fascinates you the most, and how does it differ from other forms of travel? Somebody said here on
Ooh.
Sunday that they can never take a ship after Titanic, after Poseidon, and I was just like, they just prefer flying. There's somebody say that they fear flying, they prefer using the road. So, I mean,
Well,
what is it about cruising for
let,
you?
let me start. I get that comment sometimes too about the Titanic. First of all, Titanic was in the early 1900s. So we've come a long way since then. The ships are very safe. I know occasionally you'll hear about somebody having, some kind of incident or accident, but no one is just falling off of a cruise ship. Let me just say that. Safety is their number one priority, and there are railings and doors and emergent things marked to warn you. So if you are falling off of a cruise ship, it's either because you did something to help yourself off, or maybe you had too much to drink and were overly ambitious.
Or
But
I
just
was,
walking around the
or I
ship
was,
is
or I was
safe.
doing that scene. You remember that scene on the Titanic where Jack and Rose were standing on the deck and my life will go on? Or maybe I was the
Yes.
police.
Yes, we all like to take you have the picture behind you of the Wonder. Everybody likes to go to the very front of the ship, where that little
Yes.
white pole is, and kind of have their moment like that. But that is a very secure railing, people. We're not. We just want the picture, and then we want to go back to the fun.
So
It's
you say
very
it
safe.
is, so you say
So
it
what?
is safe, and yeah, carry on.
Yeah.
Sorry.
What fascinates me about cruising is just all of the places that you get to go, all of the
Mhm.
ports of call that I ordinarily would not be able to go or fly off to. So I like being able to visit it. The longer the cruise is, normally the more ports of call it makes, and so you, for example, I mean, I haven't done this yet, but if you were to cruise in Europe, you're hitting multiple countries at multiple stops. So it's traveling the world really on a set price. You get a good value, you get to see as much as possible. Um, Cruises are a good value usually. I know with all the bigger ships coming out, you might look at the price and go, oh, but you get a lot included in that price. When
Yeah.
you cruise, the price includes your cabin, so where your accommodations to stay in, your food, all of your meals. You can go to the main dining room or the buffets, eat your breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and snacks as well. And it also includes entertainment. So there's usually some phenomenal shows like, Vegas style productions that are really enjoyable. They have casinos on board if you like to gamble. There's lots of little lounges if you just want to sit and listen to people playing live music. Like we watched somebody, it was sort of a one man band playing the steel drums, and we just thought that was amazing. And we stood and watched him for quite a long time on this past trip. So there's so much covered
Yeah.
in your cruise fare. if you had to do that on a land package and pay for each of those things individually, it would be very costly. So that's
Yeah.
really what I love about cruising, aside from how relaxing it is out on the ocean.
In the high seas, like you don't
On the
see
high
anything,
seas.
you don't see the end of anything, like it's crazy.
Yeah, you see some beautiful sunrises and sunsets, or
Nice.
yeah, or just during the day if you're sitting out on the deck, just watching the world go by. It's fascinating. It really is.
I love that. I love that. And that maybe brings me to the next thing. And you have very amazing comments here, like Miss Shakisia says that she would really like to go on a cruise one day.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting that and then Stephen, leave me alone. Look at my channel. Remember being naughty here. Does price include the hostess? Which hostess?
Yeah, which hostess? There's a
Which
cruise
hostess?
director. That could be your host or hostess, reminding you to go and see everything that you can while you're on board and making sure you're having a fun time. So
That's true. Yeah, because she was saying I'm fascinated by the water sceneries, and I love traveling too. Yeah, so I guess it's just you've been relaxed out there in the high seas and stuff.
mhm.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Helen. Helen, nice to see you, Helen. Thank you so much for helping me with the chat. Helen is also one of my chief moderators. So guys, if you don't see Alex on the chat, Alex is a bit engaged. Helen is there. So you have two police. You have two police who have like superpowers on the chat. So which is Alex and Helen. Um,
Thanks,
yeah,
guys.
yeah. The next question then maybe I would want to ask is, how do you choose your cruise destination? Like, are there particular factors you consider when selecting a particular cruise?
Well, right now I'm fascinated by the different ships. Like you said, the picture behind you is of the Wonders of the Seas, and that's a new ship by Royal Caribbean. I think right now it's the biggest cruise ship in the world. And they have another one even bigger than that coming out next year, the Icon of the Seas. So right now I'm fascinated by seeing these different ships. Wonder is on my list. My family wants to do that one, hopefully next year. And then after that, it depends on what islands I've already been to. I haven't been to them all, of course, but I try to like mix it up. I've been to a few, and every time I'm like, ooh, this is my new favorite. Ooh, this is my favorite. And then you go
Yeah.
somewhere else and like, oh, this is nice too. So it's hard to it's hard to pick. I just want to keep going and seeing as much as possible.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so really right now the deciding factor is the ship. Although this one that I just come off of, the deciding factor was the group.
Yeah.
I wanted to meet some fellow YouTubers,
Yeah.
and
I saw you guys on your pre. I was just watching your pre-cruise, meetup, and it was so fun. You guys were so loud and having the best time.
we
Ribs,
were
pork. I
having
was
the best time. We were having
having
the
the
best
best.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, like everybody was just so excited, and we had people from all over the U.S., from the East Coast, the West Coast,
Yeah.
and it was just fascinating that everybody was so excited to travel, to meet, and to have this vacation experience together. It was really great.
Nice. Maybe a follow-up question I would actually just want to make. So, is cruising something that when did you actually start cruising? Hey, Wellness with Frugal Mama. When did you actually start cruising? Is it something that you started when you are young, where did you develop? Because some people like me, the closest I've come to a cruise ship, I was telling them, was when I was in Europe, and then I
Uh-huh.
was in Monaco. I was in Monaco, and then there was a cruise ship that had just been parked. I don't know what you call that place where they park the
The port, the dock.
yeah,
Yeah.
the dock. Yeah, so it was just right at the dock. It was called, I don't know, something of the seas. And I just took a picture there and I was like, yep, this is nice. I'm going to put it on my Facebook. I tell people, guys, I'm rich, I'm in Monaco, I'm next to a cruise ship, I've made it. But the closest I think some of us have come to like the idea of cruising was maybe being in a ferry, like ferries that,
Yeah.
goes from one end of the ocean to another. So
Hmm.
where did you actually get this passion to actually start cruises? Was it something that was ingrained in you from childhood, or how did you get about?
It really is from childhood. I went on my first cruise. I actually brought that picture in case I This
Nice.
question came up. I went on my first cruise. I think I was 16. It was a family vacation. My
Oh,
my my mom. Well, my mom really liked to travel. We would do a lot of car trips. We would go to amusement parks or go to the beach or things that were just sort of a day drive away from our home. But this particular year, she decided that we were going to do a big vacation. And
yeah.
so her company had a sort of a savings club, so that you could save up your money to be able to afford your vacation. So I'll have to ask her. I'm not sure how long she was saving. It might have been a year, it might have been 2 years. I'm not sure, but we got to go on this cruise. And to be honest, that first cruise, I was fascinated by, and I like to go because I developed the travel bug through her,
Yeah.
but I was seasick. So it was fun-ish.
Yeah.
I saw the potential for it to be very fun. The things that I did get to do, I enjoyed. So that when I then went for my first time as an adult, I was prepared for the seasickness, and I like to tell people about being prepared for seasickness so you can have big fun all the time. But I'm going to show you this picture from
Yes,
my
sure,
first
sure. I think everyone is
cruise.
excited. I'll put you on
First
solo layout so that
cruise
you
back
see.
in 1987.
Nice. Wait, did you say 1987?
1987. Don't tell me. Don't calculate. Don't
How did you know?
calculate.
How did you know what I was doing?
Don't tell me that, Goga. Don't tell me that.
1987.
1987. But anyway, this picture is us, at the safety drill, the muster drill, standing
Wow.
out on the deck with our lifeboats or our life jackets on, and learning where the life boats are in case of an emergency. So you do that at the beginning of every cruise. You have to go to the muster station and do the drill. And I see my friend Vern laughing at me. Don't calculate, right, Vern? Don't calculate. We Now you don't actually have to, since a lot of changes during the pandemic. They instituted a sort of a digital muster station where you just go and watch a little video and watch the crew demonstrate how to put this on and where you are to go.
Hmm.
But back then, you used to have to actually put the jacket on and stand out on the deck.
Alisa, let me show you something, and then don't laugh. This is I came across this picture and I was just laughing. I said, "This is me on my. This will be me on my first time, my first cruise." And we talked about master drill, and you're wearing this outfit. Do I need to be this extra? Do I need to be wearing a life jacket the entire time on a cruise? Or
You don't, you don't need to sleep in it, guys. You don't need to sleep in it.
yeah, so I came across this and I was like, "Yep, this is me on my first cruise. I'm going to definitely be like this." Um,
You will
Janice
feel
says,
perfectly safe. You don't need
Janice
to.
says I've been on 11 cruises and never been seasick. Maybe
That's awesome.
I can pick from that. What does seasickness like feel like to those of us who don't even relate? What
For
what
me,
has
yeah,
happened?
for me, it's bad.
Yeah.
But I'm somebody who is prone to motion sickness in general. So like, if I'm in a car or sometimes on a plane, you get that nauseous feeling. But on the cruise, to me, it's intensified. So you have the upset stomach, you have a headache, you're just feeling sort of off balance, and it's hard to go and have fun when you're
Yeah. Can
worrying
imagine.
about where the closest, or seasickness bag is. You have to get on top of that. So now, I go when I see my doctor. I get a prescription for a patch it looks like a little round band-aid that you wear behind your ear, and that sort of keeps the medication even in your system, so you're not feeling the
Mm,
rocking of the boat. Now I know the big ships, people will say, well, they have these stabilizers so that you're not feeling the movement of the ship as much. And that's true. That is true. But if you're somebody who is already sensitive to motion sickness, like you can't do roller coasters or you can't do anything like that. Planes, trains, automobiles. If you feel motion sickness, you're likely to feel it on a cruise ship. So not a reason to not go, not a reason to be afraid of it. Just go prepared. Go with Dramamine, or if you, like I said, are somebody who is already prone to motion sickness, ask your doctor for that prescription for the patch. They do have some over-the-counter ones too, and those are more, I would say, more of a natural remedy. I don't. I'm not knocking natural, but I don't want to experiment. I want the stuff that I know is going to work, and so I get the prescribed medication one, and that helps me a lot. And as a matter of fact, on this trip, I a new friend I saw sitting and not looking so good, and I had to run to my cabin and get a patch for her as well, so that she could come back to life and start joining in on the fun. So yeah, be prepared.
Wow. Okay. Good to know. What does the master drill involve? Because you say that the first time you get on a cruise ship, does this happen every time you get into a cruise? And what does
Yes.
it involve? Why is it important? Is it like that thing the air hostesses are always doing on the plane, like exit? I don't know. Is it the same
Yeah.
thing?
Yeah, it's similar to that. Every time you go on the airplane, they have to give you that, the or the instructions about the seatbelt and the mask and all of that. Well, on
Yeah.
the cruise, the muster drill is one showing you where you are to go, because
Mm.
every cabin is assigned to a specific station that they would report to in the event of an emergency. So the muster drill takes place at your muster station. So that's basically where you would go to be loaded onto a lifeboat. Heaven forbid you actually needed to do that. So you that's the whole purpose of the drill, to know where to go for safety. So you go to that location, and at that location there are a couple of crew members, and they demonstrate to you how to put that life jacket on, to secure it, where the emergency whistle is, where the light that can be activated in case you need to put it on and get on in the lifeboat. That's a good question. I never thought about how. I didn't count the number of lifeboats, but there were, I think, about 3,000 people on this ship. So there are more than enough lifeboats attached to the ship that will be lowered once you're loaded on there, if they have to.
Wow. Okay. If in the eventual, I mean, it's always just, in the eventual case, like you actually need to, which is pretty good. How long does this take? Like, I'm just curious because people ignore the safety guidelines on air. I fly
Yeah.
like every time I'm used to this. I'm like, here we go again, and why is it like very important, especially for cruises? And how long does it take?
It's very quick now, because, like I said, they're doing these they call it the e-muster. They're doing these digital things where you watch a little safety drill where they tell you like how many sounds the horn would make to notify you that it's an actual emergency, and go ahead and report to the station. But when you go to the station, it's a matter of checking in with your pass, your C card, which is also your room key, and watching them put on the vest, and um, that's it. It was less than 5 minutes it took. But yeah, you do have to remind people to go and do it, because, like you said, people who have cruised before who are like, yeah, I know, I don't need to do that. I don't want to
Like
do that.
Channel member Stephen Mikalski here says that I will sleep with a lifeboat. You reminded me of this. This will be me. When I go for my first cruise, guys, this is going to
You
be
don't
me
want to
on that
do that. You don't want to do that.
on my
You
master
want to
drill.
you get that muster drill out of the way, and then you go start having fun. Most people, they get the drill over with, and then they go to the Lido deck, which is where you probably have seen videos where everybody is there sort of partying it up. There's dancing, there's music, there are a couple of bars there so that you can go and get something fun and fruity to drink.
So it's literally like you're on like you're in a city on water or something like
Yes,
that.
that's what they call it, a floating city because they're so big and
Yeah.
they hold so many people, and have everything that you would need, until you can get to port. So it is like that.
Just a follow up to the third question. What so far? What has been your favorite destination? Like, which is that one place that you went and you still like? I know you have many destinations. Like, you are still discovering every time you go on a cruise. But which is
Yeah.
that one place that even up to date, you're just like, this was it.
I really liked Grand Cayman Island. I thought it was beautiful. People were super friendly. I remember doing an excursion where, it was all about the sea turtles and their nesting and how
Yeah,
they're protected and all of that. So I really enjoyed, Grand Cayman.
nice.
Um, yeah.
The last week you're on a cruise. Would you like care to share where you were and how was that experience? Because I know you're just coming from a cruise as we speak.
But a picture of this last cruise. Is that
Yes.
where? Um, I Here, I'm gonna show you. This was part of the group getting on the cruise. Like I said, there was
Nice.
so that was us. There, they always take pictures when you're right as you're boarding, with a picture of
Wow.
the ship in the background. And as you can see in this picture, these folks they all have YouTube channels, so they're all content creators, and we all wore shirts, representing our own, channels. So
Channels, nice.
yeah. So there's
Amazing.
plenty of photographers on board, real ready and willing to take your picture at any turn.
Was
So
was
that's
was El, was Elevate with Van with you on this cruise? Because she's
yes,
pretty excited.
yes,
She's pretty excited about
absolutely.
anytime you show these pictures and stuff.
Yes, Vern is not in this picture. We probably were just a few minutes behind her with her, cousin as they were boarding the ship. But yes, she definitely was on this one and having a good old time.
You have evolving with Etta. I think Etta is from your channel as well. Thank you so much,
Hey,
Etta.
yeah, hey Etta, thanks so much for coming in. I appreciate it. Sorry, you guys, I'm not trying to ignore anybody. I got a lot going on.
Yeah, no worries, no worries. Because I can see everybody from your channel from here.
Yes. Now
That's great.
Etta is in this picture.
Oh, Etta is here. Hold on, Etta.
Yeah.
Where is she? Spot her for
There's
her. On.
Oh no,
Nice.
wait. This is Etta with the lovely
Afro
afro
hair.
here. Yeah.
Nice. Hey
Yeah.
Les, how you doing, Les? Thank you so much, Les Incentive, for popping in. Nice. And this is going to be a bit of a sensitive question. I don't think I had it in my list of questions, but I noticed that you're in a group, and we have you have an amazing it's like a great representation of people of color, people who look like me, and ordinarily people will think that a cruise is for for lack of a better word, for white people or something
Mhm.
like that. And I know
Mhm.
I know you get a lot of that. How do you
Yeah.
like demystify those kind of conversations? Because I'm like some people
Well,
like
yeah, representation is the best way to demystify that, right?
yeah
Yeah, that's the Anwar and Neat are the hosts of these cruise, and they have a saying where they like
yeah
to say it's not about us, but it's about us.
yes.
So they want to see us, um, getting on these ships and having wonderful vacations and positive experiences and just living the best life you possibly can.
Exactly.
So yeah, that was my first time actually going in a group period, let
Yeah.
alone this group. And we had just had a great time. We had a great time. There were everybody has something that they didn't like, but for the most part, there
Yes.
were no, problems, no issues. We had a great old time.
Yeah.
Had a great
No,
time.
Stephen, of course, Stephen, you're my channel member. I love you. I know you're, but it's important to ask these questions because I've been in a situation, and maybe I'll share this with Alisa. Like, as a black man, I've been in a situation, and as a black man in Europe, it's not exactly friendly traveling. And there's a time my friends and I we left Kenya. and we went on a whole circuit of Europe. And when I was in my 20s, and it never like really dawned. It really had not occurred to me that I can't have the freedom of walking in Europe the way I would, as much as I would want to, without being asked for my passport every other time, being asked for like
Mhm.
some letters and documents and things like that, being stopped by immigration for that extra check and things like that. So it's always important just to demystify some of these things.
Yeah,
Just
and
to
that's probably I'm sorry that that's the experience there, but I think um, here we go to islands, Caribbean islands, and so most people on those islands look like us, and so
of course, yeah.
why shouldn't we be there? Why shouldn't we be there?
We earn this
Um,
place, yeah.
yeah, they're very welcoming and happy to have us and happy to see us, so that's not an issue. I know around the world, but in Europe they've had issues with the immigrations or people
Mm.
coming in waves and boatloads and that kind of thing. And so I'm sure that's probably what you're
Yeah,
talking about and what you've experienced. We don't
exactly.
exactly have that, although we have some issues with our Mexican
Of
border,
course.
I guess. Yeah.
Hey, Iman, how you doing? Iman, guys, is my amazing channel member. Posh254, nice to see you. Posh is also my channel member. She did her first live stream yesterday, guys. She was so good. I didn't even, she had invited me to like come and co-host with her just in case she's scared. But I didn't even need to go on her panel. She could handle her live stream just fine. So, Posh, congratulations on your first live stream. It was really impressive to see what you did yesterday, Posh. She's my amazing sister. She's based in Bahrain, but she's
Job, good
Kenyan.
job.
Ayman is based in the US as well. So thank you so much, Ayman, my amazing channel member. He's an amazing gamer, guys. If you don't have it, please connect. He's busy showing off his PS5. Yeah, he got that the other day from his brother. So he's still trying to show off. Every time you go to his live stream, he's bragging about it. I think it's still like on him. The excitement is still there. I'm just putting this leg here anyway. And that takes me to the next question. But thank you so much. I think that was a very candid, response to what I just asked. Um, and I think, yeah, you explained the memorable experience or a destination from one of your places. Another thing somebody will talk about misconceptions, especially concerns about cruising. Safety, you guys are like, you're like polluting the sea. How do you address things like seasickness? The other time, there's that virus that, that the stomach virus that normally catches people sometimes, maybe people may have this kind of concerns. How do you normally address these concerns, and what measures maybe do you take? Other than, I know you talked about sometimes you have to see your doctor and things like that, but are there
Mhm.
any other measures you normally take just to ensure that you have a positive experience before you go on a cruise?
Well, for me, the worry about the seasickness is the number one. So I do get that patch, but I if you don't want to go and see your doctor, or you don't think that you're going to need it, but want to take something just in case, I would take Dramamine or Bonine, or they have those bands. I'm sorry, I don't have one handy. The C bands, which kind of work like acupressure on your wrist.
Yeah.
I don't have one on, but I'm trying to show you anyway. It's like a pressure point on your wrist to help you ward off the seasickness. So be prepared that way. As far as the safety, yeah, definitely just pay attention to the safety drills. Like you said, the analogy with the flight attendants, it's the same way. Listen to what they're telling you. You know it's unlikely that you're ever going to have to use that, but pay attention so that and if you have questions, ask them so that you feel
Yeah.
more comfortable, because obviously it would be very bad for business if
I know, absolutely.
if they don't keep us safe. So that's not something to worry about. Otherwise, what was the big worry for this trip? Clothing, what to pack, how much to pack. um, I tried to keep mine limited to one suitcase because we weren't going for that long, and I didn't want to have to worry about lifting and all of that. Um, but you do take clothes for the daytime, and clothes to change into for the evening for dinner. Um,
Yeah.
The ships have gotten a little more casual, I'd say, since the pandemic, but I was happy to see that people were, our group included, that were dressing up because I like to dress up. I like to dress up for dinner.
I'm coming back to that. I'll circle back to that. I just wanted you to answer this real quick. Posh 254, my channel member, is asking, by the way, can someone cruise if they're pregnant?
Oh, that's a good question. That's another question for your doctor. I would think it's like air flight. You can travel up until a certain point in your pregnancy,
Time or
and then it would be not safe to do that. Um, but yeah, I think you can. You just want to make sure you're clear with your doctor.
what if a curious question? I know I've had this in conversation. What if you're pregnant and you give birth on a cruise? Wait, this child, what is their nationality? Is it going to be the captain's nationality, or I've had this joke before that the baby becomes the captain's nationality or something like that.
I have not heard of that actual situation. I would assume the baby is going to be the nationality it's going home to.
Like, and then Ayman is saying, Goga, is that behind you? No, that's not my boat. This is the biggest like cruise ship so far in the world. It's definitely not my boat. I can't even imagine affording it. Um, this boat is only like
If that is your boat, we're coming, Goga. We're coming.
I could like rent it out for Alisa because she's the one who's on a cruise. It's
Yes.
definitely not my boat. That's a good. Um, and then Steven is asking about wearing clothes on these ships. Even me, I was thinking like, on a cruise, you can be in a bikini or something. There's a pool somewhere you want to like go take a dip or something like that. But you said something about you have like, do you have to dress for dinner or do you have to dress for these kind of things? I think
Yes.
that's actually a very good thing because then that sounds like I'm in a school or something. Why is it important? Why would I not go for dinner in flip flops or shorts? Is there a certain way I have to dress up? And what if it's a
Yep.
very long cruise? Like, what is like the longest cruise you've had of? Like, what if it's a long cruise? How much do I need to pack? And are there like luggage requirements, like in terms of the suitcase I carry?
That's a good question too. I don't know of specific luggage requirements. I mean, you have to consider too if you're flying. So
Yeah.
the most of our the domestic flights for us, it has to be a 50 pound under 50 pounds. Some are even less than that, 40 pounds weight limit on your suitcase. Otherwise, you have to pay an additional fee
Yeah.
for that luggage. So we don't want to spend extra money on that. We try to keep it under control. But yeah, you do need to bring changes of clothes, and ladies like to have options. I'm sorry to tell you,
Of
like
course.
to have options too. But just in case, maybe you're not really feeling that one dress on this particular night, you want to put on something else, or you want to have multiple
Yeah.
shoe options. I was really good about not taking too many pairs of shoes. I think I had two pairs of shoes that I could interchange with my dinner clothes, and then I had some sneakers to tennis shoes to walk around in. But yeah, there were plenty of people walking around in their bathing suits because they were hanging out at the pool on the Lido deck, it's called. Um, but when you're inside on the interior of the ship, you
Yeah.
want to have something else on.
Nice, nice. Well said. And my Posh is also Posh was just asking, have you seen like infants on a cruise? Like, because I think Posh, do you want to go on a cruise with your 2 month baby? Why are you asking this question? Like, she's really pushing these questions. Like,
Posh can go onto the website of the cruise line, and they usually have all those sort of facts pages.
yeah,
They will tell you the age um, of the passengers. Now, I have the travel agent that I have known and used for years, Chris.
yes, I
He
saw
has
Chris on your.
children.
Oh,
He has children, and his children started cruising, I believe, at 6 months. So that's probably what it is. They have to be at least
oh,
6 months old. They have been cruising since they were 6 months old, and I think his children are about 10 now,
yeah,
10 and 8, something like that. And they've already reached the highest status. You sort of earn points as you go along with each cruise line, and so the ultimate is diamond status on Carnival Cruise Line, and they've already reached that. So I'm trying to catch
Wow.
up.
What happens when I get to Diamond? Like, do I have to bully everybody on the ship or Sheena? Guys, Sheena is here. Sheena is my amazing
Sheena,
friend.
hey, how are you? How are you? Thanks for jumping
Sheena,
on.
guys, I have to stop. Let me just interrupt the guest briefly because Sheena is here. Sheena is amazing, guys, and Sheena has been doing like a great job. She decided to change a few things on her channel, and I think she really found her niche. Eventually, YouTube is just like that. Sometimes you come in and you're bonding with people, but finally, she's really doing great selling her stuff on the channel, and it's amazing. It's just amazing what Sheena has done within a short time on our channel. So it's really nice to see you, Sheena. Always a pleasure here. Esi Mungai, thank you so
Absolutely.
much for coming. Nice to see you, Esi Mungai. Yeah, Posh is planning to go on a ship because she's asking us some of these questions, and I'm like,
Thanks, Vern. Sorry.
yeah. So there's a certain dress code you have to observe while on a cruise. In short, that's what you're saying.
I'm
Wow.
sorry, say that again, Goga. I was trying to read the comments. I'm saying bye to Vern, and she said she had to go. That's okay. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah. So no. So I'm just saying that you're saying that there's a certain dress code that you observe while on the ship. I guess you say.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know. Um, Someone was also asking the longest cruise ship like you've had. How long can you be on a cruise? Like be there for
Well,
like
the
a year.
longest I've done
Yeah, I was asking whether
is
she can be there
the longest I've been is
7 months.
7 days. 7 days.
Oh, oh,
But I would like to go longer. I don't know if
yeah.
I want to do 7 months, but
Okay.
I did hear about a cruise. I think it's 3 years long. That's basically going around the
Three.
world now. Now I don't think I'll ever need to worry about this because the price tag is worth 3 years.
Of course. Of course.
So yeah, I don't think I will be doing that. I would like to get to do a 14-day. That's sort of
Yeah.
the next big goal for me. But
Awesome.
yeah, people often do what they call back to back. So either they do a repeat of that same ship, or they get off one ship and immediately on another ship. So they love it.
Etta here says, I packed minimal shoes this time and I had to learn to minimize the numbers.
Well, she looked fabulous, so she took just the right number of shoes.
Yeah, that's good. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Alimatu. I see my sister Alimatu here. Thank you so much, Alimatu, for popping in. Alimatu is my amazing sister, guys. She's from Ghana. If you don't have her, she's based in Kuwait. She's really supportive as well. Jerusha Mombo, welcome. Thank you so much, Jerusha. Ate Warei, if you want to like grow your channel, you can. She has live streams every day. You can meet an amazing Filipino community. Den Gede, welcome. Den Gede, all the way from Indonesia, if I remember very well. 3 years, Sheena is like shocked. 3 years on a ship. I don't even want to imagine. So before Sheena came, and then I see Ruthie. Ruthie is on the other side. Ruthie is at Alisa's live.
Yes.
Ruthie is my channel member, guys. She got monetized the other day. Congratulations, Ruthie. Congrats, Ruthie, on your monetization. You can check her out. Nightbot has just dropped her link. So thank you so much, Ruthie, as well, for catching up. I was asking Alisa, what is diamond status? What do I do with a diamond status? Some of us say if we're given like a status, the things we can do with it.
Well, I wouldn't know, Goga, because I'm not diamond status. But they, you get sort of perks from the cruise line. You get little extra things. You get extra. Well, I know one thing that you get is they have these sort of pins, collectible medallions you get of the ship. So you'll see people with the lanyards on around their neck, and they have all the pins from all the ships that they've been on. They collect those. There are things like you get special sort of concierge perks where there's like ballet laundry service, or you get special drinks or meals like in the specialty restaurants. Excuse me. So there are lots of little things that you would like to have on the cruise ship. Wow. But it takes you a while. It takes you a while to get there. It takes you as many cruises to get there.
You said these kids have already reached diamond status. That's
These
like
kids have
dope.
already they've already reached it. Yep. Yep.
Awesome Fishing Man, how you doing, Awesome Fishing Man? This is my amazing friend from the United Kingdom. Thank you so much, Awesome Fishing Man, for coming in. Alimatu is telling that Gede I'm from Ghana. Yes, she's from Ghana, the beacon of democracy in Africa. Alisa is beautiful. Sis, where are you from? That is from Dead Gede.
Oh, I am from the US.
States. She's from the States. She's from the
I am
States.
from the States.
From the States.
I thank you.
Wajoram, welcome. Wajoram, did you sort out the situation? Wajoram, I think you must have accidentally blocked me. That's why you can't see me on your live stream, but everybody else can see me when I come to your live stream. So I think you must have clicked either you wanted to come onto my channel or something, and then something happened. So just figure it out, and then you can delete it. You can correct it so that at least you can see me on your live. Because I'm always on your live, but for some reason you seem not to be able to see me. All right. Yes, Awesome Fisherman is from the UK. When are you going fishing next? It's been a while since I saw you, Awesome Fisherman. But thank you so much for popping in. I'm going to ask. We're going to take a small commercial break just for me to support the members a bit so that I can give Alisa time. I'm already halfway through my questions. Then we come and do the last half of the questions. And then the good thing, I'm taking your questions as we go, so I don't think I've skipped anybody's question. So we're going to take like a 2-minute commercial break. Get your water. If you want to go pee, go pee. If you want to run to Alisa's channel now, this is the time.
Come to my channel. Come to my channel.
Run to her. She just got to 300 the other day, so it's a growing channel and It's really fun. So I want you to run there like now, give us some love. Nightbot, please drop Alisa's house now. Hey, your favorite couple. How you doing, your favorite couple? Thanks so much for coming.
Hey, they were on this cruise too. Thanks so much, guys.
Yeah, so Nightbot has dropped. Let me just pin it for there. So that's our amazing co-host tonight. You can see our beautiful co-host there. It's pinned up on I've just pinned it up on my channel. Go give us some love. Let's get her there to, at least if it's not 300, you can get to 350 or something, Let her grow her house. She'll definitely get back to you in a few days when she's not on a cruise. Okay. So we're taking a small break here for a bit, and then I'm already from Alisa. Thank you so much, guys. Please give us support. We are taking a break. Go get your tea. Go get your coffee. She's now coming to give us receipts. I'm going to ask now questions on receipts. If you want to hear receipts, love on a ship, things like that. Those things happen. Those things happen. So we're going to talk about that in the last bit of the show. So please, if you don't have her, this is the time you can run there as we take a small commercial break. So Alisa, feel free to get some more tea or something. We'll be back in about a minute or so.
Okay. Be back.
Okay, guys, let's take the break. I'll be back just to support my channel members. And please share me out. Yes, thank you so much, Sheena. Please, guys, share me out if you haven't already. I need to give Sheena a mod here. If you haven't given me a thumbs up, if you haven't shared this out, share it out. We are coming to give now the juicy questions. All right. So I will leave you briefly as we take this commercial break. Sorry, we are back, guys. Thank you so much for your patience. Thank you so much. Anita is here. Anita is my amazing sister. She's based in Portugal. She's originally
Nice.
from Ghana, but based in Portugal. Thank you so much, Anita. I see Grace Carey Mission. Thank you so much, Grace Carey. Appreciate it. Thank you so much, Kisha. Kisha is here. Kisha is Kisha is like logging in from Alisa. Kisha is, yeah, thank you so much, Kisha, for sharing that out. Really appreciate it. Janice is still here. Appreciate it. Thank you so much, Janice. Yes, we are streaming on both sides. You can either check out Alisa's channel, which is on the pinned link, or you can stay here. You can be everywhere, but you can give us support also on the other side because she needs to grow, her channel.
I
Yeah,
do.
so yes, please do that because we need to get at 1,000. We need to get at 1,000. So you can note her name down. I know some of you you don't like listening gossip and everything, so you don't like living live streams. You can write her name down. She's very searchable on YouTube, and then you can give her the support. Once the live stream ends, that's also another option. I know some of you don't. Okay, but I will miss out. I will. No, you're not going to miss out. She's here. She's here. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, Kisha. Thank you so much, Kisha. So I'm going to just carry on with our conversation with Alisa. She's a cruise enthusiast. She did her first cruise when she was 16 years old. Me, I don't know what was I even doing at 16. First of all, let me tell you the things I was doing at 16. I'm not even going to disclose them. Some people are going on a cruise at 16. Me, I'm busy yeah.
In case we have any kids watching, that's what happens when you're good. Your parents are willing to take you places. Be good, kids.
Yeah, so guys, yeah, she started cruising when she was 16. What were you doing at 16? Some of you here are busy laughing. The things you are doing at 16. Some of you are jumping on tables, you are skipping school. Yeah, some people are on a cruise. Yeah. The next question maybe I would want to talk about is, and this I maybe have alluded to this earlier. Cruising sometimes involves interacting with people who are diverse, from different parts of the world. How do you find socializing and forming those connections with fellow cruisers? Because I know this picture that you shared with us, you guys were having an amazing time going out for dinner. How is it socializing and making those connections there? And do they stick? And if somebody is trying to look for love on a ship, is this something that is possible? Titanic, John and Jack and Rose situation. Hey, Jack.
Well, I mean, I guess everything is possible, right? In theory, I have gone to the singles mixers on cruise ships and have not had that luck, but I know people do. So I guess it's possible. Maybe it wasn't on the right cruise, but it is possible. I feel like maybe I'm a little bit different in the fact that I grew up in a very big city, very diverse city. I'm originally from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, which is about 2 hours south of New York City. So was always interacting with different people all through school, all through college. So to me, that's not difficult. I'm pretty friendly. You start a conversation with people. But I think on cruise ships, people are so happy to be there.
Yeah.
And about this experience, you end up talking to everybody and anybody at one of the bars. If you're going to go play bingo, you just sort of naturally start up conversations with people. Sometimes it becomes lifelong friends. Sometimes it's just fun while you're sitting at the dinner table. But it's not hard. It's not hard to mingle. It's not hard to interact or find somebody with a common interest, because you're not the only one at trivia. You're not the only one at bingo. People just naturally start talking. I know people can be shy or find it difficult to mingle with new people, but if I feel like you have to make more of an effort to keep to yourself than you do to actually meet people when you're on a ship.
I mean, because you're all there anyway, you're not going anywhere, might as well.
Yeah, you might as well have some fun.
Might as well have some fun because we're going to be here for a while.
Exactly. Exactly.
that's pretty dope. I think that I'm definitely satisfied with that. And that maybe can go, it can spiral into the next question. Thank you so much, everybody who is connecting to Alisa. I see Sheena is on the other side. I can tell when you are on
Thanks,
Alisa's
Sheena.
channel and you are chatting to us from there. So it's nice. Thank you so much for that. Miss Ann
Well,
Space, nice to see you. Organic Kitchen, thank you so much. Sorry, Alisa was saying something.
oh no, I
I,
was going to say, of course, we have to say thanks to Sheena. Thanks so much for being here. If I hadn't met Sheena, I wouldn't have met you.
wow, yeah.
That's
Oh,
the
wow.
connection. That's the
Yeah.
connection.
She was our connect. Nice.
Yes,
Thank you so.
absolutely.
Yeah, Sheena is amazing. Sheena is amazing,
It
guys. If you
is.
don't have Sheena's teachable life, please, connect to her. She's amazing. She's like connected a lot of people around the world.
Yes.
Yeah, Sheena is like amazing. And then you have, I thought, Tonya, thank you so much for coming in, Tonya. Tonya, also from the States. America is in the house for this Sunday service, guys. It's not church, but yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm calling my Sunday live stream Sunday service for some reason.
This is
I thought I
fellowship.
saw
This is fellowship. We're good.
fellowship. I love it. I love it. Fellowship, guys. It is. Miss Space, thank you so much for the Sunday fellowship. Um, that sounds amazing. I'm going to use fellowship from today. Thank you so much, Alisa, for that. Omaya girl, so you know Omaya. Omaya is based in Ireland. Omaya, have you been on a cruise ship before? Omaya, I know you are rich and you like these kind of things. Have you been on a cruise ship? But Alisa told us it's not for rich people and it's not for old
Yeah.
people. Anyone can
Yeah.
go on a cruise. Anyone can go
Yes.
on a cruise. And that takes us now to the next question. So, cruise lines offer a lot of activities, and I think you mentioned some that there's a Lido deck, there's like I don't know entertainment, there are bars, there's parties, there's. What are some of your favorite activities while on board? I don't know. How do you say? Do you say while aboard or what's
Yeah,
the
while
word?
on board. Hmm.
Yeah, while on board,
Um,
and what are the amenities you look forward to enjoying while on a cruise?
I do have a list of things, but let me just say on this last cruise that I just came back from, because it was a group cruise, we had all of these activities planned for the group, and I wanted to participate in those and meet everybody that was with us, and I did that. So some of the favorites that I normally do, I didn't get to do, but that's okay. That's okay. It was still
Yeah,
a great time.
yeah.
Normally, I like to go to the afternoon tea. We looked for it. It wasn't offered this time, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure that we actually looked hard enough because we were off doing other fun things. I like to go to the shows, the evening shows. Like I said, they're usually big productions. That could be anything from like Grease to Mamma Mia. There's always fabulous singers and dancers to entertain you. I do go into the casino, but I don't gamble a lot, so I can watch other people and their reactions.
Mhm.
Is also fun. And I mentioned dressing up for dinner. I like to dress up for dinner, so that's an event as far as I'm concerned.
Let me ask a question. So you said you look forward to afternoon tea. So
Mhm.
afternoon tea, dinner, breakfast, is it like served? Is it like served? Is it like served at one point, or where do I go looking for afternoon tea, or maybe
It-
dinner? Or
yes,
can,
you as part of your when you book your cruise, you are assigned or you can select a cabin, a specific cabin if you're interested in that. And based on that, they give you the choice normally of meal times. Now, some cruise lines like Norwegian, they sort of have an open time where you can go to the restaurant anytime to have your meals. But on Carnival, what they do is assign you either a late seating or an early seating for dinner. So we had the late seating this time. I think it was at 8:15. The earlier one, I believe it was around 6. I'm not exactly sure, but I think it was about 6 o'clock. And they tell you exactly which dining room to go to on your
uh,
on your card. It looks like a little credit card, but it's called your um, sail and sign card. It's your room key. It's the card that you use to make any purchases while you're on the ship, as well. And on that card, it will also have the table number of the table that you're assigned to for dinner. If you don't like that, or you want to make a change, you could talk to the maitre d and get it moved most of the time. Um, but there would be exceptions sometimes if the ship is too full or too crowded. So that's how you know where to go. They also give you information. Carnival has an app that you download to your phone, and it will give you all of that information, including the exact location of that dining room or the name of the dining room, because there are usually a couple on board, so you know where to go. If you don't want to sit down to be served, formally, there's also a buffet option where you can go and just get in
Yes.
line and grab a plate and try what you
Have
like.
whatever you have. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
So nobody's going hungry on a cruise ship. Nobody is going hungry. They also have specialty things. So this ship had Guy's Burger. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It's a very popular thing on the Carnival Cruise Line. A fast food burger shop, but people love it. They love it. The line was constantly long to get a Guy's Burger. They had a place that served sort of Mexican, so tacos, burritos. There was a pizza place I believe was 24 hours, which is very good. Who doesn't love pizza?
Of course.
They had a sushi place. That was actually the first thing that I got when I got on board, more because the main buffet line was too crowded, and I was kind of like, I got to get something fast. So I grabbed some sushi.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'm forgetting something else as far as the little specialty shops. They have coffee shops that often have really delicious looking desserts and treats that you can get. And there was a seafood. It was called the Seafood Shack, I believe, that had things that you could go and grab too. So plenty of food, plenty of food.
Nice. So plenty of food, plenty of activities, entertainment, sports. You talked about casinos for those people who love watching casinos. You talked
Hmm.
about um, you talked about yeah, you talked about bars, restaurants and stuff like that.
Hmm.
So assuming I don't pack enough clothes, maybe I like, are there like shops where I can buy clothes and things like that? Um,
There are a couple of shops. One that has sort of like the things with the cruise line logos on them. So, the t-shirts, the sweatshirts, that kind of thing.
yeah.
I didn't go into the um, more high-end shops, I guess you would call them. They usually have, just like in a resort, they have this, sort of resort wear, fancy clothes or designer clothes and bags and shoes that you could go in as well. But, based on your pocketbook,
Of
I would
course.
try to make sure I packed what I needed.
Sheena here wants to go on a cruise for 2 weeks. Somebody, Steven Michalski wants to go on a cruise for 3 years. I'm like, yeah, whatever suits you. I mean, knock yourself out. Like, I'm just trying to imagine packing clothes for 3 years.
I know Sheena wants to go. We're gonna get her on a cruise ship one of these days.
Yeah. So Sheena is asking whether whether the cruise is over. Yes. Alisa is back
Yes,
home now.
I'm back
So
home, Sheena.
so Sheena is asking, did that ship stop at any ports in your last cruise last week?
Yes, it made two stops. One was in the Bahamas. One was Nassau, Bahamas, which just redid their port.
Yeah.
So it looks so pretty now. That was one that it needed the upgrade. It looks very nice. So there's shops and restaurants and museums right there at the port area. You don't necessarily have to do an excursion to see the city itself if you don't want to, but if you do, you can get excursions to sort of venture out and see more things. And then the second stop we made was at an island, a private island for Carnival called Half Moon Cay, and that was just a lovely beach resort. So we hung out at the beach. There's chairs and loungers, and I believe there were organized games as well there. They have some sort of excluded areas for adult only areas. They had cabanas that you could rent, villas that you could rent for that time, so that you could, not be in the sun the full day. And then the cruise line puts on a buffet, sort of barbecue lunch. It's lighter stuff: hot dogs, hamburgers, salads, fruits, um, waters and juice, and that kind of thing. So you could definitely get a snack until you get back on board the ship to pig out some more.
And I guess I can also do my shopping if I'm out of the ship, probably if at the
Yeah,
port.
yeah, of course. There's always a chance for you to buy something.
Yeah. I like what somebody here asked an estimate of. I think. Sorry, hold on. I think I missed the question. Oh, Shakis here was asking, how much dollars do I need to go on a cruise for 1 week? I'm just an estimate. Hey.
Oh gosh, it really depends on what cruise line, what how long. It depends on what cruise line and what kind of cabin you would like to stay in. They have all different room categories. I would say this one was about 900 for the week. I stayed in a balcony cabin. So basically, you have your room and then you have the little balcony out that you can sit out and watch the water and all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
And Carnival is sort of, I would say it's the more budget friendly of the ones that we've cruised the most here in the US. But yeah, cruising prices depend on the length of the cruise. Exactly, Keisha. It depends. Sometimes there are special deals. If you have more people in the cabin, you can sort of share that cost as well.
Right.
It really just depends. It depends. But you could also go and have a suite for,
Go all out.
10,000 for the week or something. It all depends.
Yeah. Shakis, you can borrow my ship. You can see my ship behind me there. So talk to me nicely. I can rent your
We all
cabin
better
or
be
something.
nice to Goga. We want to go on that trip.
Ayman, my channel member Ayman has said that yeah, Goga was Captain Goga here. I should actually call myself Captain down here, like on
Captain
um,
Goga, Captain Goga.
and then Posh is asking, how often do you cruise, Alisa?
Right now, I'm doing about 2 cruises a year.
Oh
I'd
wow.
love to go more, but yeah.
You have to plan and you have to get there. I mean,
Yeah.
Okay, Posh, I hope you've been answered. I think that was a very good question. Thank you so much for that. Let me say that I missed anything. Anyone just said it's amazing. Yeah, guys, I hope you're learning. I hope you're learning and you're taking notes. I hope you're learning and you're taking notes, because if you don't do these things, when will you do them? Martha, why are you laughing? Martha was with me today, guys. Martha is my channel manager. So Martha was with me today at the yoga event. So she was like, "Are we going on a cruise in the evening?" And I'm like, "Geez, like, yeah." We are busy practicing yoga at the grounds, and she's still asking me about business. So I'm like, yeah, we'll deal with these YouTube things later on.
That's another thing, Goga. I didn't do yoga, but I did go and tour the gym. But the group that I was with, we had the personal trainers in our group. Kayla Mar, that's another great channel you might want to check out. They
Yes.
put on an early morning workout. So we went up on the top deck, and we sort of took over the jogging trail,
Oh wow.
and they put us through a workout. So I was a little bit worried about that, but I survived it.
I would like to do yoga on a cruise. I think that will
Yeah,
be
that exactly. You could do that too. They do have formal classes, so I could have gone and done yoga inside, but it was really nice being out on the deck doing the workout.
nice. And Baba here says, Baba is my brother here from Kenya, says, it's amazing to see her. She motivates me because soon I will take my wife and my boys there. Yep. That's the plan. I'm glad. I'm glad. I'm
Yeah,
glad. I'm
great.
glad. I'm glad. I'm glad. Sheena says, I'm on vacation. No gym for me. Walking will be enough. Really? Sheena, really?
What did you hear me, Sheena? I just said I went and toured the gym. I didn't.
Yeah, actually,
Really went.
Alisa didn't commit. She didn't commit on the gym part. She's like, oh, even if it was free, clearly she just passed. I'm like, oh, nice gym, looks
I'm like,
nice.
oh, it's beautiful. Oh, it's fabulous. Okay, great. Yeah.
Oh, that's so good. And that's so good. I'm like, oh, this is a very good gym. Oh, take a picture. Nice. Bye, gym. Thank you so much. Next time.
Yep,
Meanwhile,
pretty much.
you find her having the best time at the restaurants, at the bars, and she's having the best time there.
Exactly. Exactly.
I don't think I got any question. I like what Kisha says. Kisha says some of the cruise lines allow you to pay over time leading up to your cruise. If you book in
Yeah.
advance, book in advance. Fairly
Yes.
affordable if you just want to cruise and book in advance. I think that's a very great tip. That's a pro tip
Yes.
right there.
Thanks, Keisha. That's right. That's right. And that's the reason that I mean, you don't have to use a travel agent, but that's the reason that I've used my travel agent for so long. Like I book with him, and then I just make payments to it till it's all paid off. The further out that you book it, the more time you have to save and make those payments to pay it off. So
And I
it
just
really does become affordable.
Yeah, and I like the fact, yeah, Baba connect to a Maya girl. So Maya is like, she's a mother. She's a Kenyan lady based in Ireland with all
Oh
her
wow.
sons. Yeah, the sons, the youngest daughter, she's always trying to do live streams, and the daughter comes and just ruins the live stream because the daughter is a very great host. Let me just say, the daughter is an amazing host than Omaya herself. So anytime the daughter comes, it's a total like distraction. It's like, go sit there. She's like, no, mommy, and she has a nice Irish accent. So the moment she starts speaking, we all like move to the daughter. We forget about Omaya because we're like, nope, we like the daughter's accent, and that's why we are staying. So you can check her out. She's like amazing. She's very solid. Omaya is the one who taught me how to do live streams. When I was
Oh,
celebrating my one
nice.
year, my 3 years on YouTube, she was a guest on the panel. And I told you she's the one who taught me how to do live streams. She's the one who gave me the confidence to be screaming and shouting on live streams and things like that. So yeah, she's like very solid and stuff like that. And Stephen Michalski agrees that yes, make those advance payments so that you are looking at it in terms of
Yes.
um, the long run. Warrior Princess says, Goga is so motivating. Oh, thank you so much. Me, I'm learning. I'm enjoying it. Guys. She says it's
Yeah.
not for old people. Somebody here came and said that, but cruises are for old rich people. I'm like, guys,
Oh.
me, I'm not old, I'm not rich, but I'm going on a cruise and I will take pictures. I will have evidence. You will not breathe. The day I go on a cruise, I will do that. I will do all those things I saw on the Titanic, Jack and Rose. I will stand on the deck. My hat will go on. I will pull all the stunts. Just need to get the wind blowing or something. I don't have hair, but it will be nice to have. Get the point. Yeah. So some
Put
of
on
the
a
day
big
I go,
shirt and let it flow in the wind. Yeah.
I know. God with the wind, family. Guys, I do those
Yeah.
things. I'm just like narrowing to ask my final questions, guys. If you have any question, please drop off so that we can ask Alisa. Don't let me just dominate. Otherwise, I'll not stop. Uh, as a seasoned cruiser, do you have any tips or advice for first-time cruisers who maybe are considering embarking on their first voyage? What is that one thing you tell them? I know you're going to talk
Um,
about other than seasickness, brace
yes,
yourself for
yes.
it.
I would actually say if you're able to, if you know a travel agent or if you're able to connect with a travel agent, use a travel agent for that first time. They're going to have so much information about, what ships, where they're going, and help you with those payment arrangements. Here in the U.S., if you use a travel agent, it's no cost, no additional cost to you. They are receiving their payments from the cruise line or the resort or whatever they book through. So don't think you can't afford a travel agent. You absolutely can afford a travel agent if you can afford to go on the trip. And they just have so much information about these ships and what the latest is, and just can help you narrow down what you're interested in. I think that's a good start for your first time cruising. And then if you go, or when you go and you fall in love with it, then you can be more adventurous and book the next one on your own. But you'll have a good understanding of what is involved and what is included if you go through a travel agent. Along those lines, I would also recommend that you get the trip insurance when
Oh,
you
good
book,
idea.
so that in case anything happens, you'll be covered. And if even something like you missed your connection, your flight connection, and now you're late to the port and you don't make it, the insurance may be able to either pay for you to get to the next port of call so you can join, or you won't be out of the money that you paid for that whole trip. So use a travel agent and pay for the travel insurance. Those are
Wow,
my
I like
tips.
what I like what you said about the port. Yeah, so it's like, yeah, you may have a moment you can miss. You know the way we miss flights. You
Yeah.
can miss your cruise ship.
You can miss your cruise ship, especially
Yeah.
now these days, all kinds of things are happening with the airlines. So give yourself
Yeah.
enough time. Don't travel that the day you're supposed to meet the cruise ship. Like get there a day before at least, so that you
Yeah.
have enough time to get on board.
Absolutely. I think that's a great tip. That's a pro tip. And guys, don't worry. It is the same ship. When my background shifts, don't worry. It's just the same ship. I love that ship. It's the biggest cruise ship now in the world. Alisa said there's another one coming, I think next year or something like that.
Yeah, in 2024. Yeah, one bigger than that, but same company, Royal Caribbean, Icon of the Seas is going to be bigger than the Wonder. It's
Absolutely.
hard to imagine, but
Yeah, yeah, good idea. I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing it and stuff. And there are so many cruise ships. There are so many, I guess, cruise lines, and it's
mhm.
up to you to figure
Yep.
out. And I think what the impression I'm getting also is like there's something for everybody. It's just about prior planning, figure out what's really out there
Yep.
and things like that. Yeah,
Mhm.
Kisha actually is augmenting that point that yeah, we have two more ships coming up in 2024. How
Mhm.
long
Mhm.
how long will it take to construct this thing? But those are technical questions I don't even know that I want to know because I'm just looking at this thing. Are you seeing my background? Let me just show you. Imagine this thing like is floating on water. How long does it take to actually construct this thing and then commission
Years, a
it?
couple of years.
It's wide. Like, look at that. Like, it's
Yeah, it's a lot. It's
it's
a
a lot.
lot.
A lot. The second last question probably I have here is very futuristic question. COVID came. COVID really ruined a lot of things, especially in the travel industry. Even the airlines, we are still trying to recover. The other day, I was booking my ticket to Nepal because I'm heading to Nepal on tour for
Mm,
the next month,
right.
and the air tickets were just like so astronomical. And that flight before COVID, pre-COVID, that flight would have been cheaper. I would have probably paid even half the air ticket for
Yeah.
that Nepal trip. In the space of maybe cruise ships, for instance, how do you think, with the pandemic now behind us, WHO has declared COVID as no longer a huge risk? How do you
Mhm.
think cruising will evolve, in the coming years? Are there any things that changes or trends that you see happening? I know you talked about the dress code thing. Most cruise ships now you see are becoming casual and
Yeah,
things like that. It's as simple
I
as
don't know
that.
yeah, I don't know that's one that's gonna stick around. People were pretty. I saw more people dressing up for the formal night on this trip than the one right as the pandemic ended. So maybe that's trending back towards being more dressed up. But I think at least here in the U.S., everybody is so excited to go outside, as we call it. They want to go places, and they're back to wanting to travel, and cruise travel is very popular here.
Yeah.
So I think that with the more new ships coming on, bigger ships coming on, it's just making us want to go more. Um,
Mm.
I have seen some things like they will say about, when you're going to these different islands, that they will have different restrictions about things like sunscreen. Like you want to make sure that the sunscreen that you use is reef friendly. It's not going to harm anything if you go snorkeling or you go into the water. You're not going to mess up that
Yeah.
ecosystem. So things like that, just being
Ooh.
more conscious of recycling and waste. But I just see it keep continuing to grow. I don't see it diminishing. People love being on these floating cities, and I'm definitely one of them.
Nice. Lobito, thank you so much, Lobito. Nice to see you on the stream. Thank you so much for joining the show. Um, let me see whether I may have skipped anything. There's a question I think Posh asked me. What is the capacity of the ship behind me? This one, when I read up on it, it has like I think it has a capacity of 7,000. That's what I saw. 6,900 and something. That's like a rough
Mm.
estimate of about 7,000. That's a lot of people on a ship. Like, I can't even imagine. Like, it's a lot. It's
It's
like
a lot. It's a lot.
a mini, a mini
And
town.
the thing is, the first day you feel like, oh wow, that's a lot of people. But there's so many venues that people are spread out and doing different things that you're not like walking like this in the hallway. There's plenty of room, and there's always plenty of seating in the theaters. You don't feel like it's too crowded. You don't see that number of people because they're off doing all kinds of different things.
Yeah. Then even Shina, I think just asked a question that actually really supplements that question. Like she was asking, was there a time, I think in your most recent cruise, was there a time in the day that there wasn't so many people out? Because I'm assuming if you say it's a city on water, so I'm assuming there are certain times you'd run into a lot of people. Was there a time in the day?
Yeah, I think it's just like at home, like early morning. If you want to get up and take a walk on the deck, there's not a ton of people because they're sleeping in, sleeping in or sleeping it off, something like that. I don't know. So early evenings and early mornings and late evenings. So those late nights in the casino, it's not jam packed. There are just a few people still trying to win. Do you feel the waves at night while sleeping?
Pauline is asking, do you feel the waves at night while sleeping?
That is a good question. It depends on, again, your cabin. Sometimes, yes, but sometimes it's like, you know how babies fall asleep when they're moving? You're like, if you're pushing them in the stroller, it's a gentle rocking you to sleep.
Yeah.
And if you're in some waters that are very rough, like if there's a storm or whatever, there's rough seas, that you would feel it more. But that actually puts me to sleep. The rocking puts me to sleep.
Wow.
Yeah, so if you were in an interior cabin, meaning it has no windows, no balcony, and it's just very dark in there, and you're feeling the move, the sway of the ocean, you're going to be out like that. You'll be sleeping the whole time.
That's pretty dope. Yeah, my Kalski says, sounds like a great time. I don't know why I've not tried cruises yet. And then Sheena says, I'm going to look up more cruises. I saw one going to Italy next year. I am glad that Alisa, and this is why we had Alisa here, because she needed to come. I always tell you guys, if I don't know anything, I'll get somebody to come and actually explain to us so that they can be mystified. Now you see, you are all like, at least you've gotten some bit of wisdom now, because you're like, last week you're all having your own version of what cruising is about. Now you're all quiet because you're like, like having those moments because
yes, that sounds fabulous. Go on an Italian cruise. Yes.
Okay. Let me see. Yeah. Last question. What is it about cruising that keeps drawing you back? And do you have any upcoming cruises or destinations on your wish list?
Ooh, gosh, that's a good question. Wish list. My parents just came back from a cruise on a cruise line called Celebrity. It's a part of the Royal Caribbean line, but I would say it's a step above. So, you know how parents can do those kind of things. So they came back saying how amazing the ships are, how beautiful those are. So that's now something that I want to do. But the Wonder is probably the next big ship that I'm gonna go on.
Nice.
Yeah.
If you're wondering what the Wonder is the ship behind me.
Yes.
That one.
Yes, that one.
That's what she wants to get on. The Wonder of the Seas. Let me give you a better view. This is where Alisa wants to board next. That one. That huge thing behind me there.
Yes.
That's the one. Yeah.
Doesn't that look fun, guys? Come on, that looks so fun. Wow. That looks so fun. Oh, I see somebody saying hi to Team Reese Travel. So they actually, I know Team Reese has been on that on the Wonder already.
Wow, Team Reese has been on the Wonder? Nice.
Yeah, they've been on it already. So, and it looked just as great as I thought it was going from their blogs. So, yes, I definitely want to get on there. On there.
Team Reese Travels, thank you so much. I know Team Reese was on the live stream earlier. Team Reese is on the Alisa side, so please you can also connect them from that as a side. We are having 2 duo live streams, so you can check out Alisa's channel, which is pinned up on the top of my chat. Give us some love there, and you can also connect to our amazing community. Team Reese Travels has been to the Wonder. Wow, and there is where Alisa is moving next. Me, I want pictures, I want evidence, I want receipts.
Just
I
go on
want,
the
I want
channel and watch. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to have the receipt. So yeah, and guys, they're making content, they're putting the videos, so you can actually go watch these things. These are content creators, so you can see their travel escapades and also their student support. Don't start asking for pictures. Go watch the video. There's a video somewhere that they've documented these particular things.
Yes.
Anyway, back to your question. You are still like on the final question about your wish list and your
Yeah.
like
So
what keeps drawing you back.
what brings me back is really, I think we started off by saying that they keep coming out with bigger ships, more fabulous ships, and I want to see them. So on top of just loving travel in general and wanting to go, and to me, it's a good value for your vacation, for your dollars, if you're able to go and see as much as possible, experience as much as possible. I just think cruising is the way to go. And so I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going.
Well said. Well said. Yeah, and I have questions for you. I have three questions so far from the viewers. The first question is by Pauline. Pauline is asking, between turbulence and sea waves, which ones are worse, Alisa?
Oh, now you already, Posh, I already told you about my general motion sickness, right? I think the seasickness or the waves from the ocean are worse because if you're out in the middle of the ocean, it's a longer time for you to get to land. Um, Whereas if it's turbulent, it's usually just sort of a pocket, and then they find smoother air again. You're not that way, hopefully, the whole flight. But you could feel seasickness the entire cruise if it's really rough waters. Most people don't. I'm one of those who's very sensitive to it, but it could happen.
Hey, together we travel. Thank you so much. Together we travel is from Alisa's community as well. Thank you so much for joining the stream.
Thanks, guys.
Warm Strong Adventures. These are like amazing Warm Strong Adventures. Thank you so much. Tim Reese is
Thank
saying,
you.
"I love the wonder. I love the
Yeah.
wonder." Keep going, Alisa from Shakis. The second question you have is from yeah, Sheena here was saying that I would travel more if the prices were better. But at least she gave us an idea that keep plan in advance so that you can
Yes,
accumulate for it, and finally get on a cruise. Me, I'm actually going to start researching on these things,
exactly.
just to figure it out. And then you have a question from Alex, who's my channel member and moderator. Alex is asking, how many ports do you get to visit in one trip? Like maybe you can give an example based on your previous
It
excursion.
really depends on the length of the cruise.
Yeah.
So on a 7-day cruise, I would say you're doing 3 to 4 stops. Um, this
Wow.
one, yeah, it really depends. And your distance, obviously, from those stops. In Europe, 7 days, you probably have more, like 6 stops,
Yeah.
um, because of the locations. But if we're traveling down to the Caribbean, from the east coast of the U.S., it's a good 3 to 4 on a 7-day trip, and then you have at least one sea day, maybe two.
Nice. Nicholas, thank you so much. Neville Okude, thank you so much. These are my amazing schoolmates. They're joining us from Facebook. Thank you so much for popping in.
Thanks, guys.
Neville is saying, wow. Yeah, Neville is like, wow, wow, wow. And then Sheena is asking, when you stop at a port, is it for days or hours? Oh, that's actually a good question. I'd
Yeah,
love to have
again,
it.
it depends on the length of the cruise and where you're cruising to. So for example, Sheena, if you cruise to Bermuda, that's really the one location. So the ship docks, you get off, you do your excursions, or you go to the beach or whatever, and then you're coming back onto the ship for a couple days at a time. If you're going to multiple islands in the Caribbean, or if you're traveling Mexico, Honduras, it's a timed thing. So you might get into port early in the morning, 7, 8 o'clock, and then you're back on the ship, usually around 4. But it depends. It depends on how long the ship as scheduled to be there, because then they have to make it on to the next port in time.
Nice. I like what Kisha, thank you so much. Kisha is really, I like how Kisha is helping me on the chat, at least to clarify some of these things. So Kisha says, especially if some of you are asking some of these questions in the chat, Kisha says, my first cruise was 4 days and had one port stop.
Yep.
The second cruise was 5 days with two port stops. My 7 day cruise had three port stops. So it varies depending on the cruise and just
Yep.
like what Alisa just said. So if you have if you have months, you have to go on a cruise, I guess you'll have more stops depending. So or
Yes.
maybe
Yeah. Yeah.
more stops
Yep.
depending. Yeah, so I think that's really well answered. Let me see if there's any other question. Let me see if there's any question. I don't see any question. Guys, you don't have any question? No. One thing I would maybe want to ask probably is will be the because there's like any form of travel, there are also certain challenges, other than maybe the one that really stands out on the seasickness. um are there any challenges maybe that you face while on a cruise, and you're just like, if I was home, maybe maybe this would have been whatever, or you probably because you've done 7 days, you're like, okay, this one I can manage, or things like that. But are there any other challenges that maybe could arise while on a cruise, and how do you mitigate some of these things?
Huh. I mean, you were talking about the packing. There's always something that you forget, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So that can be a challenge. Hopefully, you've only forgotten something basic that you can get easily: a toothbrush, toothpaste, that kind of thing.
yeah.
If you've forgotten like prescription medication, that's going to be more of a challenge. There is a medical center on board, and I think they can help you with basic things, or if you take something that's very common, they would have on board. But if it's an emergency situation, again, this is what comes with the having the travel insurance. They're going to need to send you to a hospital. So, you know, definitely make sure you packed your medication or anything that you need for your personal situations like that, so that you're covered. People sometimes have challenges with the food. They do a good job, across the cruise lines of having different kinds of things. They usually have like what they call an international section. Like for Americans, when you see um, morning breakfast, we're looking for pancakes, eggs, bacon. And
Yeah,
we don't understand the beans. There's usually beans on the at breakfast, and we're like, who has baked beans
yeah.
for breakfast? Well, apparently other parts of the world do, and so that's something that they have to try to accommodate, everybody. But there's always something, and if you have to ask for something that you do eat, or if you have a dietary restriction, just let the staff in the dining room know, and they will try to accommodate you as best as they can.
Absolutely.
And again, if you use a travel agent, you would let them know so that they can have that already alerted on your reservation, so they're ready for you.
Awesome. Guys, if you're watching from Alisa's channel, please also don't forget to give her a thumbs up. If you're watching me from my channel, please also give me a thumbs up. And, please, if you're not connected to my co-host, Alisa's Adventures in Cruising, her link is pinned up there on top of the chat. You can copy it. You can write her name down. Some of you like putting these things in notebooks so that you remember. You can write. Stephen is asking, I hope there is no galley. Oh my goodness, Stephen, who is teaching you these things? Yeah, so please make sure you catch, you catch her name so that you can also give her the support tomorrow. We need to get those numbers up. We need to also help her grow our channel. You have a number of questions that came up when I was filling in on the challenges, and I like some of the things you raised, especially the things you may have forgotten and things like that. Me, I was just going to ask, but anyway, I'll ask my question. Let me answer. Let me ask these people. Lily here is asking. Lily is asking, what would be your advice with cruising with small children?
Ooh, I guess first off, it would be how small. But if they're of
Yeah.
age that they normally go to daycare, preschool, or school, I would definitely find out about the children's program that the cruise has. They all have something on Carnival. It's called Camp Ocean. If it's all the cruise lines have a different thing that they have for the children, and you take the children, and they have a whole host of activities just for them and that they can do and learn, and even they even eat with the kids that they meet along the way. I think those are fantastic. Um, the kids have fun because they don't want to be with the adults all day, and you want to have some rest because that's what you came on vacation for. So it's a happy time all the way around. That would be
Awesome.
my thing. If your children are able to go and they want to go, don't be nervous about it.
Yeah.
You can go and meet the folks that are in the children's center and get comfortable yourself so that you can leave them and for a couple hours, or that morning or the afternoon, so that you can go and have some fun too.
Nice. Tim Reese Travels was saying, I may have missed it. Oh yeah, she definitely did answer this one, but just be to make sure I don't
What's
leave
been
you
my
out.
favorite cruise so far? My favorite has been on Royal Caribbean Allure of the Seas. That was my first time on an Oasis class ship, which is the big.
Wait, Alisa, you've been on Allure of the Seas. I saw that when I was like, I've been seeing that cruise ship like on pictures and stuff, and it's
Yeah,
really
yeah.
nice.
It's a big ship. They have the Aqua Theater where there's an amazing show that those performers put on. I love that. They have the Central Park where you really feel like you're in a park with all the little cafes and people playing music. And yeah, I just thought that ship was beautiful, and it definitely put me on the path of wanting to go on bigger ships, bigger ships, bigger ships. So
Wow.
yeah, so that's been my favorite so far.
Yeah. Kenyans are feeling some type of way because they're saying if there is no ugali. Ugali is like what do you call it? Cornmeal. Like it's a staple food here in Kenya.
Oh,
Yeah, so they're like there will be no ugali for breakfast. So I'm like yeah, so
I
and I'm wondering how Steven knows about ugali because Steven is an American based in the States. And I'm like, Steven knows so much about Kenya that I'm actually getting. Anyway, she's planning to marry a Kenyan woman, so I know who is responsible for this. I will ask them later on. Guys, we'll sort out the domestic issues and the guest is gone. So can you? I'll see. I'll make sure I look for you people after this live stream because you need to explain to me, Steven. I have questions. I have questions. And then Kisha is asking you, Alisa, have you done solo cruising? I know this was your first group cruise, but not so sure about your solo trip. Nice one,
um
Kisha.
the last one that I did was, well, it was sort of solo. Like I was in a cabin alone, but I did have a friend who also was in a cabin alone. So we met up just for dinner. Otherwise, we were doing our own things and did separate excursions and all of that. Um, I think it's great. And then I know there are lots of channels where people are doing and talking about solo cruising. I say these days, especially for ladies who may have felt like they could not travel alone,
Yeah,
that
it's a great
cruising
point.
is a great option because there's so much to do, and even if you end up wanting to go on an excursion, like we were talking about before, you meet people on the cruise ship and that you can find and pal around with and have fun with on the excursion as well. And they're going to pick you up basically at the ship and bring you right back there. You don't have to feel like, nervous about wandering around by yourself. So yeah, I haven't done solo cruising a lot, but I would be comfortable doing it. Um, and the cruise lines in general they're just great. They're so helpful. They give you so much information and will just set you on the right path to have a good time because they want you to come back.
Of course, yeah,
And if they
actually.
solo or with friends, they don't care, but they want you to come back.
Yeah, of course, do good for business as well. I
Yeah,
have to
it's
go,
good for
Google.
business.
Thanks for the day. Thank you so much, Baba. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much, Baba. My only question then would be, how long does it take? Like, assuming like maybe you're in the Allure of the Seas, which is like a huge cruise ship. How
Hmm.
long does boarding take? I'm just trying to imagine like just being on the Wonder, which is behind me here, and it has like let's say capacity of 7,000 people. How long does that take? Is it like I don't know
Well,
how the body.
they kind of spread it out over a few hours. Usually I think the first, unless you're in one of those elite statuses like diamond and platinum and all of that, where you can kind of walk on when you like. You get an assigned.
Like Chris's kids who can walk on when they like.
Yeah, those kids can just walk. But for the rest of us, we get an assigned, or you sign up for a boarding time. It's usually from between 10 o'clock, and I think the last boarding time is around 3 because the ship is
Oh,
pulling out usually around 4. So somewhere in that time frame, people are boarding the ship. So it's not everybody coming, not all 6,000 people trying to
like
get
a
on.
whole crowd.
Yeah, trying to get on at one time. Normally it goes smooth. Of course, there are days when there's some hiccup, a computer thing or whatever. But I have to say, this cruise that I just went on was probably the fastest boarding I've had. Um, Everything you do so much to pre-register on your computer at home that you're basically showing them the paperwork and you're getting on. So I would say it was maybe a half hour to actually get through the line to get on the ship, but that was with a stop. We had to stop with TSA or customs and wait for the dogs to come through and do their security check, and then we stopped for pictures. So but that was a fast boarding. That was a fast boarding for me.
Oh, nice, nice. Guys, I don't know if there's any question. We have a few minutes left before we end the show, so we have about 8 minutes. I now want to just narrow into Alisa promoting herself. So, you started a YouTube channel, which is now at 300. How old is your YouTube channel? What motivated you to start it? What is your plan with this channel?
My,
Um,
my channel was just about a year old, and I started the channel not really knowing much about YouTube at all, actually. I came back from my first cruise after the pandemic. I went in April 2022, I guess that would be. And I had been nervous about that, even though I had cruised for, I've been on a lot of cruises and had cruised for years. The pandemic was like, it was upsetting and traumatic for everybody, right? But I happened to work in Tampa, Florida at the time, and I would have to pass the cruise port every day on my way to work. So right before the official shutdown, when the cruises were just sort of sitting off the coast and not letting people off, I thought, oh my gosh, I'm never going to be able to cruise again. I think that is so scary to be, stuck out there and not know when you're going to be allowed back home. So when I decided to go on the trip in that, the following April with my cousins, I was kind of like, oh no, 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 if I want to do this. But I went, had an amazing time, just like I normally would. And I came back thinking, well, I want to do something with my pictures because, you have them all on your phone, but we don't
yeah.
print them out like we used to. And I wanted to tell everybody it was a good time and you'll have fun. Just do it. Just do it. And so I started the YouTube channel again, not realizing how many channels there are, how many amazing cruise channels there already are. But I just went for it. And then I started meeting people. I met Sheena, I met you, Team Reach Travels, and Warm Strong is in here. Just so many great people along the way. And I just kept going. So now, of course, I want to reach that 1K and monetization and just keep going because I'm having a really good time. I'm meeting great people, and I hope that I'm helping people who are thinking about vacationing and thinking about cruise vacationing
Nice.
learn what to do.
And I'm glad. I'm hoping you shot a few videos last week because that's
I
content
did.
now.
Yes, yes.
Content.
I just dropped the one about about our meetup, but I have to start editing.
Yeah, for the actual experience on the ship.
Yeah,
Yeah, guys.
yeah.
So if you don't, if you want to like see how Alisa's cruise went, she was on a cruise for like a week last week. She was supposed
Hmm.
to join us on Wednesday, but again, due to travel comes with its own intrigues. So she couldn't join us on Wednesday, but she's here now, and I think it was worth it. It was worth the wait. And then this goes. Sheena is asking, do you have to be vaccinated to go on a cruise? And then
They were no longer asking about vaccination status or you weren't required to do COVID testing at all before you boarded now. So I don't think that's an issue, at least in the U.S. Now I don't know what the requirements are. You were talking about going to Europe, going to Italy. You would probably need to check into that to see if it's different.
yeah,
And the big thing for us in the U.S., not everybody has passports. I think that's pretty common in the rest of the world. Like if you're going to travel, you travel with a passport. In the U.S., people don't really get passports until they need them. So if you're thinking about it, like even if you're thinking maybe in a couple of years, go ahead and get your passport now so that you're ready. You're ready.
for especially for that international kind of a trip.
Hmm. Hmm.
Shakis, I think, yeah, I think she just answered this a few minutes ago. How safe is it to try to cruise solo? She just talked about this.
Yeah,
Um,
I think it's very safe. I mean, of course you can't you're on vacation, right? And you want to let your guard down, but you can't completely. People are still people, so you want to be careful. I mean, I wouldn't, you know, don't drink so much that you can't get yourself safely back to your cabin.
yeah.
You want to take basic precautions like that, but otherwise, I feel totally safe.
Yeah. So Kisha says, Shakis, I cruised with two friends. We were in separate cabins, but the security of the ship and getting off the ship, the activity is sponsored by the cruise. Practice safety everywhere. Yeah. So I
Right.
think
Yeah.
that pretty much answers it.
I love Keisha.
Yeah, she's really been helpful.
Yes.
Kisha has like really been a great, great sport. At least, trying to give you at least further guidance on, what Alisa is saying, which I think has been a nice blend. I've just been able
Yes.
to support things. So I want to give you like a few minutes, just promote yourself. I'm going to put you on solo layout, ask people to support your channel, and then we can end this.
Yeah, I mean, basically what Goga just said. My name is Alisa. My channel is Alisa's Adventures in Cruising. I'm about at 300 subs right now, and I would love to have more. It doesn't cost you anything to sub, so subscribe to my channel. Help me reach that 1K goal, and I am happy to keep cruising and to keep sharing what I learned along the way. And I'm really, really appreciative of this time with you all and with Goga. We've been talking in chats for a long time, and it's nice to actually meet and be able to talk face to face. So thank you, thank you, thank you, and thank you to everybody in the chat and all my besties who are in the chat. I appreciate you guys hopping on because you know how it was last week. I was cruising. I did not I did not advertise this interview at all. So I appreciate you guys hopping on when you saw that I was on. I really love the support. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you so much, and thank you so much for for also honoring me with your invite. I think it was really. I mean, we've been talking about it because the one time I think I suggested the idea. It was a very busy life. So I'm like, Alisa, we need to talk about cruising at some point on my channel, and then she was like, "Yes, Goga, that would be fun." And then we moved on and everything until I realized that wait, I need to have a conversation with Alisa. I think she's been very great on email. Corresponding was very easy to set this up, and I'm glad we were able to do it eventually. So thank you so much also for honoring my invite
Of
and
course, of
yeah,
course.
shedding
Thank
light on
you.
this amazing excursion that is cruising. I think you've made me a better person just by gracing the live stream. I've learned something. People have learned something. I like how they've been asking questions and
Good.
engaging. So I think that was pretty good. So guys, if you don't have Alisa, please connect to her. It's Alisa's Adventures in Cruising. You'll see her there pointing at a cruise. You can't miss her. She's the one. She's actually the one on the channel. Yeah. Kisha is asking, Goga, where are you from? My husband is from Senegal. Kisha, I'm from Kenya. I'm from Kenya. Kenya is in East Africa. We're just like on the on the edge of the Indian Ocean. If I ever take a cruise to come, I'll have to take a cruise, Gulf of Eden. Da, da, da. Did I make it there? So yeah, so I'm from Kenya, and it was really nice how Hey, David Hunt is here. Piano is here. Piano. David Hunt is my channel. Remember, guys, if you don't have David Hunt, he's the one who normally entertains us here on music, piano, and everything. His call sign is piano on the channel. Yeah, so thank you so much. We'll have David at some point on the channel to come and play for us music. But David has like very fancy equipment. I don't even know how he'll be able to handle some of these things. He has cameras. He has like 4 cameras, angles. I'm like,
Oh,
he,
fancy.
he's very fancy. Like me, I go to bless him because of how fancy he is. So if I ever have him on my panel, I don't know how he'll have to say. I'll have to be on either in his live stream. I don't. We'll have to figure it out because he has so much fancy equipment. I can't cope. I need to bring my fancy equipment as well. He has gear, guys. He has gear. Like, go to his live stream tomorrow. He has live streams on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. You will see what I'm talking about. David Hunt, Nightbot has just dropped his link. So thank you so much, Alisa. I don't want to keep you here longer than necessary. You've been hanging out with me for the last 2 hours. That is something that I don't take for granted. You've taken 2 hours of your time on a Sunday when you probably should be having brunch or something. Just to
I'm
like
gonna go and have dinner with my parents here in a little bit, so it is a good time to say bye and thank you. I'm normally live on Monday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern time, so if you can join us, I will continue talking about cruises and specifically this one I just got off of. So I would love to have you guys. Hope to see you again very soon.
oops. Thank you so much, Alisa. You have a lovely rest of the day. Take care of
Thanks,
yourself.
Goga. Thank you, everybody. Bye bye.
Thank you so much, everyone, for keeping us company. This was fun. Yeah, Alisa was amazing. I think she answered all these questions. I hope you really enjoyed. I hope you actually had a great time. Evolving with Ita says, great interview, Goga. Thank you for the extra insight into Alisa's life. I'm glad. I wanted you guys, because Alisa is amazing and I've been to her space and I was just like, yeah, she needs to come and talk to us about cruising. And Sundays will just be about these nice, amazing conversations where you just casual, nothing technical, nothing technical, just enjoying ourselves and learning something new. So I hope you actually had a great time. So thank you so much, everybody. And thank you, everybody. Team Reese Travels, thank you so much. It's really nice to meet people from Alisa's house. I'll make sure at least I check you guys out. Shaki says, thank you, Alisa, for the information. This was very insightful. I've just added cruising to my wish list. My mission here is achieved. That was the purpose. She comes demystify for us cruising, and then now if that is something that you want to take up, why not? Why not? Why not? All right. So thank you so much, guys. I have to love and leave you. I don't want to be here for so long. I will meet you on Wednesday. On Wednesday will be International Yoga Day. So I'll be leading a live masterclass on yoga for about 1.5 hours. So I will see you on Wednesday. Make sure you put on your outfits. Wednesday we are practicing, guys. I'm not going to be sitting on a chair and talking. So Wednesday, come in your nice outfits, come in your gear, whatever it is, we are going to be practicing some yoga. It's going to be very like gentle and easy. Don't worry, I'm not going to like torture you with hard postures. It's going to be very simple. So Wednesday, get your mat, get whatever. You can be in your house, you can use your carpet, you can use your floor, whatever it is. Come on Wednesday. We are going to definitely do something to help you stretch your body and stuff. All right. Others, without further ado, thank you so much for keeping me company. May you have an amazing rest of the day wherever you are, whichever part of the world. Here in Kenya, it is 9 o'clock. I'm going to sleep. So I'm going to sleep. I'm tired. It's been a very long day. So I have to go and get my sleep. Take care of yourselves. I will see you on the next one. I need to leave with some music. What music was that? This was for Alisa. Yes, so I was playing this music. Just hold on. We need to leave with some music. Thank you so much. Bye, guys. Take care of yourselves. I will see you on the next one. Bye, all. Hey, Kumam, we are leaving. We are leaving. We are leaving. We are leaving. We are done. Guys, take care of yourselves. All right. I will see you on the next one. Thank you so much.